Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Paddles Plus podcast. This is the beginning of the 2025 season, and Paddle is back. We have so many things to talk about. We have the Riyadh P1 coming up just tomorrow. Let's get into this as fast as possible. My first question for you guys, Ismaeel Haroon, this is my question. What are you most excited about the upcoming season? Ismaeel.
Yeah. I think for me, first of all, I'm super excited. Paddle is back. We've been dry for a couple of months, even though there are lots of exhibitions. But
we've been
itching for more.
Itching for more.
I want to see if anyone can challenge Coello Tapia.
Yeah.
Like, they've been so dominant. I'm looking forward to seeing, because if they keep this up, they might go down as the most dominant paddle couple we've seen ever, right? Because even though Lebron and Galan, they were so dominant for those couple of seasons, but if they do this again, if Coello and Tapia dominate again this way this season, I think they're going to start to really separate themselves as a couple. We saw so much happen in the city season, and so I'm looking forward to seeing, all right, can we see some new, matchups that can challenge these guys? And maybe the second thing I'm looking forward to is Galan going to be able to dominate the way he dominated at the beginning of last season? Remember, he was so dominant, and then he got, I think, that knee injury. He got nicked up a bit, and then he kind of had, they could no longer challenge Coello Tapia basically the rest of the year. And so I want to see, can Galan have that superhuman form that can challenge these guys? And lots of other storylines. But those are the first top two on my mind right now.
Haroon, how about you,
Oh my God, yes! Finally, I've been excited about this for a long time. I'm hyped on Stupa Lebron. Finally, I get to speak about that. Stupa Lebron, by the way, is going to be a killer couple. Stupa Lebron, I believe they are going to compete, and they are going to be very, 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 very much a deadly couple to Coello Tapia, Galan Chingotto, and whatever. I'm hyped up also on the Deus brothers. I believe those guys are going to be awesome. They were exciting in the World Cup. I'm excited to see what they do, because we don't want to see, just the typical, okay, the Spanish guys are always dominant and the Argentinian guys. So I want to see something different. I want to see fresh blood. I want to see something, refreshing to the sport of paddle. And I'm also excited to see, is anybody going to touch Coello and Tapia? Like Ismaeel, you're saying they're the most dominant. They could be the most dominant couple. They're still gonna see if they're gonna be better than Galan and Lebron when they were together. Bella and Lima when they were together. Bella and Juan Martin Diaz. We're gonna see how long can they keep it up in the longevity and the consistency. I'm also excited to see Cardona and Ausberger. I think that's gonna be awesome. They're just whipping smashes from the back of the court.
You're just ruining my takes right now. Yeah.
Soliloquy.
He's
going on. Leave something for us, my friend.
That's what I'm excited about. I don't know. You guys can be excited about the same things, but that's what I'm excited. I think those are gonna be some awesome stuff to see. Yeah, what do you have, Yousef? What do you have?
I don't have much to add to that, but one thing I want to look at, because this is an interesting pair to me, and that's Nieto and Mike Yanguas. I did not understand that matchup.
Very unique pair.
If you ask me, I was honestly in the offseason, I was looking for a Galan Yanguas. I wanted to see that one.
That would have been tasty.
The Koki Yanguas backed each other, good friends. Also, Koki, he's coming off that high of winning the Barcelona Master Final with John Sands. So we're going to see. I also want to see, is Teo going to maybe find his way back to the top? He has Lee back next to him. Maybe some of that pressure's off. He has a younger guy instead of having some guy who's his age, and he has the pressure of, I need to perform. He played with Bella for a bit, maybe got some experience there. And then he, not only from a paddle sense, but also just maybe just how to be a better teammate, because everyone talks about how amazing of a teammate Bella is. Yeah. So I want to see.
It's always a green flag when you come off a Bella partnership.
You take that master's course with Bella and you move on. So he took that master's course. Lee back took that master's course, and I think Bella was probably an instrumental part in them joining together. Maybe. He probably said, you this man and this man, I play with you, you guys team up, something special.
Matchmaking, Bella doing some matchmaking.
Yeah, I think so. I want to see that team. There are lots of many other pairs I'm interested in. I want to see this Paquito Bergamini thing. Paquito talked about he's going to be more aggressive now because Bella's more of a Bergamini's more of a defensive player, so he'll have to be more aggressive. It had to be the the Paquito that we come to love with those amazing killing vibras and those smashes that we see? Is he going to be able to keep up? I don't know about, but so I want lots of new different styles of play that we're going to be seeing this season. But yeah, lots of, and as we said, which is going to be the main storyline. Can anyone keep up with Coello and Tapia? Can anyone do it?
That's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot to look forward to.
A lot to look forward to. I'm excited about so much. Can't wait.
Okay, which leads me to ask you guys, what do you think about the top seeds this year? What do you think, what's going to happen with them? Ismaeel, what do you think?
I mean, if we start off with Coello Tapia, to be honest, I expect dominance. Like, there's a lot of new partnerships, a lot of new challenges coming their way. But I'm going to believe it when I see it. For me, Tapia is the Messi of Padel, and they have amazing chemistry. Like, I was loving the quotes coming back and forth from both of them about each other. Tapia about Coello, Coello about Tapia. They have a true brotherhood. It's not really just a one-off partnership. It's not business only. They have a super amount of respect for each other.
Winning, though, is like the best antidote.
And the winning is good. It's good for that. But they have high amount of respect and love for each other.
Yeah.
And that's rare to see in today's game, where everyone is changing for a better partner every single chance they
But
get.
they're also, I think they're all changing because of these two. These two have disrupted paddle in a way that nobody has ever seen.
It's true.
No, everyone wants that quick fix. And once, oh my God, I lose a match 6-2, 6-1 to Coello and Tapia. Something has to change. Drastic changes have to be made.
It's true.
So I think
they run through everyone until the
they're the
semi or
reason
final.
behind all of this.
It's true, and I don't see anyone more complete. Defensively, there's no one more complete than either of them. They know each other so well. They know how to win when it's fast, when it's slow. They have this. They have the ultimate power that they can knock out stuff whenever they feel like it. I expect dominance.
Yeah, I expect. I like, barring any health issues or any injuries, I don't know who can do anything against them. The only team that I think can do something against them, I'm going to get into that in the next segment. So stay tuned. But at the moment, I don't see any specific pairing that can compete with them on a week in, week out basis. Like 1 week, yeah, maybe they're just having an off week, like we saw a few times, by the way, last year when Chingotto and Galan beat them. One of the weeks they went to a final set and they lost. Tapia, basically, he had the flu and he was dead meat, and they lost in a final set. And then when they're on top of their game, I don't think there's anyone out there that you can mix and match all these teams as you want. You want to put a Garrido with a Dinino, a Stupa with a Lebron, like Galan Chingotto. Do all the mix-ups you want.
They're both
There's no team out there that can beat them at the moment. I have to see it to believe it. So I expect dominance, and but I do have a team that I think can beat them.
Bella said that Coello is the most decisive player on tour. Whoever plays next to Coello is guaranteed to
The
win.
thing is, Coello's never playing he's not playing 100% true to who Coello is. We only saw that in the World Cup when he was playing with Spain. When he played next to Nieto, who was this guy's a top 10 player, a top 15 player, and he's watching Coello next to him, and he is mesmerized.
It's amazing. It was
mesmerized by the level that this
nice
guy's able
to see him be forced to kind of bring that out.
Yeah, because he was playing the aggressor role, so he was playing as if he was on the left instead of being the guy on the right next to Tapia, and he was playing just amazing. He's doing things no one can even fathom.
Yeah, because he doesn't have to do that next Tapia.
Yeah, against Tapia, he plays the other role completely. So, like,
but that's why he's awesome.
He's a cheat code. He's a cheat code.
He can do both, and he's huge. You can't smash over him.
And he defends. There's nothing called defense. Okay, it's one ball, and then I'm back in the front. Come on, let's go. It's crazy.
Yeah. Haroon, if you have anything to add about these dudes.
Well, I think it's awesome. Like, obviously, Tapia is insane. Coello's insane. It's like maybe just an analogy, a reference to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. I feel like Steph Curry is like Tapia. Like, Tapia can do every single thing on the paddle court. He can play defense, he can play offense, he can hit the kick smashes without even looking. He can play the defensive 20, 30 shots, and he can go all day. He can do it all. But then Coello allows him to breathe and allows him to do everything that he wants to do. Like, when you need some magic, then Tapia is going to come in and save the day if he wants to. However, Coello does carry the match sometimes by himself, or at least to some extent. It feels like that's they pick up each other, and they have a complementary game, and it's so hard to compete with and beat. However, I do think somebody's going to compete with them, and I do think they are going to be dethroned this year. That's going to be exciting to see.
And who do you think that's going to be?
That's going to be Stupa and Lebron. I think Stupa and Lebron are going to be deadly. I think Stupa and Lebron they both want to win. They both want it so bad. Nieto and Stupa were so close to getting the world #1 spot, and they were competing with Coello and Tapia. And LeBron wants to be there, and LeBron wants to be #1. And since the breakup with Galan, he's been kind of flipping through partners, and nobody's able to compete with him mentally, become an alpha like him. I think Stupa's going to be there. Stupa also has been looking for somebody to take him to the next level. Nieto was keeping him there at a very, very high level. And Yanguas was making it more interesting, adding more firepower and more juice. However, I think LeBron is way more superior than both of them. And I think they're going to be,
way more superior than a Yanguas. I would disagree. This way more superior thing.
I mean,
I think Yanguas is entering his prime, and he's 22, 23.
But yeah, I think.
But we saw Stupa was looking amazing by the end of the season.
LeBron Stupa is going to be a fun couple.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
You can make the argument they're the most fit couple.
Yeah.
And you can make an argument that LeBron is the best player on the right. I mean, we just talked about Coello, so for me he's right behind Coello, and so he's the best player on the right. I mean, I'm so happy he's back on the right. That stint on the left shows how talented he is to perform the way he did on the left. I'm excited. I don't know if they can overcome the big dogs of Coello and Tapia, but it's gonna be a fun team.
But also the thing is, like with Coello and Tapia, each one of them, they can dip a bit. Like Coello can dip a bit and Tapia can dip a bit, and because Coello then will rise up to the occasion. Then if it's the other way around, also the other one rises to the occasion. Like what we saw, for example, with Chingotto and Galan. Galan had to he had to play at his best for them to be able to go toe to toe with all these guys. So once Galan took the dip, we saw what happened. They start losing, like when Galan's levels kept going down, they start losing, which is obviously like not good for them, but losing in semifinals, but they were so. You need someone who can take the wheel, and when you have these dips, and maybe Stupa and LeBron are gonna have that. But
I mean, if we believe that the way Koki, Nieto, and Sainz beat Coello and Tapia in the Barcelona finals.
But that's the end of the season. It's like a completely different...
If you believe that they put a formula for beating Coello and Tapia, then you may believe that Stupa LeBron can do that formula better to beat Coello and Tapia. You can make that argument. No, you're right. It's unique conditions. It's end of the year. Barcelona's not necessarily as fast, maybe as some other courts. So I don't know.
No, but I like the mentality. I I think they both want to prove themselves, like Haroon says, in a certain way. And if you even listen to the interviews when they're talking, they've been going so hard in the off season. They've been working. Yeah. Also, they skipped. I think they didn't play all these exhibitions, the Hexagon Cup and the Reserve Padel, whatever. They didn't play because they want to focus. Yeah, Stupa played, but so. LeBron is locked in.
He's locked in.
So, and looks like Stupa also put in a preseason and he's ready. So high on them.
I mean, how much more fit can these guys get? Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's a long season because they're looking at world #1. They said we're looking for that world #1.
That's a big goal.
Exactly. So it's a season-long thing to catch them. So.
But okay. Yeah. Well, then in the meantime, the #2s right now are Galan and Chingotto. And so what do you guys think about expectations for them?
I don't have high expectations for that. By the way, by high expectations, I mean I don't expect them to improve beyond what they were last year.
Which is world #2.
Yeah, I think so. They want world #1, and I do not think this pair is going to get to world #1. That Chingotto and Coello head-to-head matchup, it doesn't favor Chingotto in any way. It did a few times. But it's
I don't know if it favored him or just Galan was superhuman.
A few times. We have to give Chingotto his props.
Chingotto's amazing, but he's not better than Coello.
No, he's not. He plays a completely different style of play. So, but he allows Galan to play freely, play his way. But the thing is, if Galan dips, can Chingotto take over a match? No, he can't take over a match. Really, he can try to make you outwork them. But if you have fit bulls on the other side, these fit bulls aren't going anywhere. So I think world number 2, and I expect something else to happen.
I'm with you on that. I expect them to dip. I definitely don't see them improving to world number 1, which is their goal.
Yeah.
I see them potentially falling from 2 to 3 to 4.
I don't think they fall out the 4.
I don't think they fall out the 4, but I definitely see them ending the year below 2. Yeah. I think they'll fall out.
Haroon, where do you think they'll go? That's a big prediction.
Yeah, so that's my expectation.
Nice prediction. Haroon.
well, they're gonna be failing that year, making us
average 2 to 3,
averaging a semi-final every tournament or something.
Are you high on them?
No, I don't think they're gonna become world number 1 just because it's. Yeah, what we saw with Galan and Chingotto, once they became a new pairing last year, that was unreal. Like, we were watching that. I can't remember when we were watching, like, what in the world is this? He's doing things. It's like the ball, like he has a connection with the ball, like like an arrangement with the ball to go wherever he wants it to go. His touch is insane. All of his smashes are going crazy. Like, but I don't think that's going to be repeated again. I think they're gonna definitely compete. They're gonna make finals consistently here and there, but I don't think they're gonna be world number 1. Like, it's just I think Stupa and Lebron are gonna want him more, and I think Coello Tapia are gonna be harder to beat. I think it's gonna be like the level of the second half of the season. You know, like how they were kind of close to the end. It's like they were great, a little bit better than they were in the second half of the season. But that's what I think.
Yeah. Any quick thoughts about the rest of the guys here? What do you think about Nieto, Yanguas? How far are they going to go?
I think they're going to stay where they are.
Still stay at number 4?
Yeah,
Nieto, Garrido, what do you guys think?
That's a nice pairing. That's a nice, like, if Garrido can break that mental blockage, like, I think, like, from paddle wise, he has everything.
It would be awesome if he can break through. That would be really fun.
So Nieto basically, he's like a Bergamini, maybe, like. Also, but Nieto's level last season wasn't the best. So it wasn't what we expect from Nieto. So if they can both find their best form, I think they're going to be a dangerous couple.
They're friends. They've played together before.
Top team. Maybe like a few finals here and there, as we saw from both of them. They're fun. They're going to be a fun team to watch. But but they're tier 2. They're tier 2 guys.
They're tier 2.
Yeah.
Haroon, what do you think of Sens Momo?
I like Sens Momo. Like, they're a fun team, but I don't know. I don't like. I thought Sens and Nieto were a better team than Sens and Momo. And also, but Momo is a great player, and Momo is so consistent, and he can take anybody, deep into tournaments, quarterfinals, and so. But it's going to be exciting. They're going to compete. They're going to give anybody fits, and who knows? Maybe they could make a final if they're a top seed or something. And they're an aggressive.
They're going to be an aggressive team. Like, Sens Momo is going to be a more aggressive team than Nieto, so that's going to be nice to see. Paquito Bergamini. What do you think of that one, Ismaeel?
I think Bergamini needs someone to be hyper aggressive, as you said in the beginning, and so I don't know if Paquito is going to be able to do that. Like, Garrido's hyper aggressive; he can match that super defensive style. I don't think this couple will do great. Actually.
I think
another one
is going to do amazing, by the way.
Let's see.
Also, because you love Bergamini, so you're a bit biased. We love Bergamini too.
Berga fans.
No, but I could tell you why they're going to do great. It's also because Paquito performs well with these types of players. Like, when he had Chingotto, when he had Nieto, he had great seasons with them. He made it to the Masters finals, and when he had Nieto, they were competing in tournaments a lot, and they were going toe to toe with all the best players. So I think Paquito
Good point.
Paquito likes to play with these type of players, and Bergamini is a player that never makes any mistakes. He's always going to put you in position to succeed, and he's a great player. He's elite, mentally composed always, and he doesn't make mistakes. And Paquito is going to
slows the pace down.
Exactly,
and he slows the pace down, which is something Paquito wants, especially at his age. He doesn't want that fast play. Cardona is making the play so fast because he doesn't know how to defend very well, so he always wants to come forward. Yeah. And I don't think Paquito likes it one bit when he makes the game so much faster than it should be.
That's true. And even LeBron, he didn't like it when LeBron was trying to be super aggressive.
He wants that that old style, old school paddle style.
Yeah,
that's true.
And Bergamini gives him that. Bergamini gives him textbook paddle.
When he gets your chance to fire, he's gonna fire.
The rest of the pairings are very high level, so I don't know how they can out.
Yeah.
But by the way,
Out
you're gonna
out-
see
man.
Bergamini. Bergamini is gonna start to play more aggressive, and he's gonna start hitting the ball a bit more, which is a bit more unusual than his normal style of play.
I don't really think so. I don't think that's not his
We,
style.
we shall see.
But that's not exactly. He's not going to change. But also I think also Pierre, we have to talk about Cardona Ausberger.
So
Cardona
I'm.
Ausberger.
I mean, so
It's like the
That's
light
a-
version of Coello Tapia in a way, kind of.
I love that pairing. I love that pairing so much, and I'm going to talk about it in a second. I'm super high on them, and I think it's going to be the exciting team to look out for.
Yeah. Then talk about the rest of the tour. We've talked about all the top guys. Then who do you guys think will find their way into the top 8 and maybe playing the Masters final? Haroon, who do you think makes it to the top 8?
I think Guerrero, Francisco Guerrero, and Batista. I think those are gonna be a team.
Yeah, good team.
They had great results last year.
Great results
By
and
the end of the season.
Yeah, and they beat a lot of top guys in a row consistently, and I feel that those guys are gonna be. They're young, they want it, and they're gonna be consistent. They had a year under their belt having great results, and they know how to succeed. And I think that they're gonna improve their game a bit more. I expect some more upgrades from their game, and I expect them to be competing in the Barcelona top 8.
I don't think they're going to be in the top 8, but I do like them as a team. I think top 10, but not top 8. Ismaeel, who do you have?
Oh, I'm so hyped about this team that you guys just hinted about, Ausberger and Cardona.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I've always been so fascinated by Ausberger's game from 2 years ago when he made a huge splash on the scene next to the back when they made that final. But with Cardona now, I think that's not a huge upgrade, a huge power upgrade, like the amount of power that's going to be on
Also
the court.
ranking.
And he's ranked higher because Paquito
15.
carried them up, huh?
Yeah.
And so now they're going to be higher seeds in the tournaments. They're going to have a chance really to do some damage and get deep. And then you don't know, they're going to give these top guys a lot of trouble. And I think when you have that type of athleticism and power, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. They're not as strong defensively, especially Cardona still learning. The defensive game is not as fine-tuned as others. Even Leo Ausberger, not the best defensively like others. But I think it's an upgrade from the Bombarderos that we saw last year. So it's Bombarderos 2.0. Huge power, huge charisma on the court, a lot of athleticism. I can't wait to see what they do with the top guys. Like, I can't wait to see when they run into Coello Tapia and, Stupa Lebron, when they do this firepower, how they're going to be able to handle it.
Mental aspect I also like about this pairing, because Cardona, obviously we know he's a super young kid. He's 19, I think he's 20 now. And people expected so much of him maybe last season because he was next to Paquito. But also there's so much pressure playing next to someone like Paquito Navarro.
True.
Like, this man is a major champion. He's a world number 1. So much pressure. You felt the pressure. I'm watching the matches. I can feel the pressure. It crumbles the man. So playing next to Ausberger, I think he'll be more free. And we're going to see a high level, I think, from both of them. So I like both of those picks.
Ausberger does not fear the moment.
No.
We
doesn't.
saw that in the Argentina.
And we would like Cardona to feel the same also when he's playing.
And I think it will rub off on him.
Yeah. He'll play free.
That's
Then piggybacking off of that, who's going to make the biggest leap, Haroon, this season?
Oh, I think that I'm high on these guys. Like I mentioned about them in the beginning of the episode. I think that Miguel and Nuno Deus are going to do a lot of cool
the
things.
Portuguese brothers.
Yeah, the Portuguese
The
brothers.
Deus brothers.
They had
Can you believe they're still playing qualies till now? They're actually in Riyadh playing qualies right now.
pain.
How?
Like,
How?
They're so good. We saw what they did to Chingotto and Galan
They're
in
awesome.
Kuwait last year. Like, yeah, they're still playing qualies. Yeah, Haroon, sorry. Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, after they had their performance in the World Cup, that was awesome to see. Like they took Stupa and Nieto to the right there, and they almost beat them. And it was fun to see them. They have a lot of power and there's a lot of chemistry together, and it's nice and refreshing to see, like I said before. And I think they're going to have a deep run in some tournaments, and they're going to advance in the rankings, maybe reach top 20, top 15 by the end of the year.
That's awesome to see. I'd love to. Also, we want to see people from different countries. If we
Yeah.
can see some Portuguese up there in the top,
Yeah.
that would be awesome to see.
be
Ismaeel,
very nice.
who makes the big leap?
I'm been obsessed with this player. I mean, especially since the World Cup. What I saw in the World Cup from Tino Lee back was unbelievable.
Tino,
It gives me goosebumps to think about how he showed up in that big moment when Ausberger got injured in the final set 5-all.
It was iconic.
It was iconic. A legend was born in that moment for me. The way he just carried them and the body language and the energy and the aura. Tino Lubac is not a normal person, nor is he a normal player. He does not belong outside of the top 4, and he will be in the top 4 in my eyes very soon. It's just a matter of time. I think
partner.
I think so. He's partnering with Teo right now. I'm not that high on Teo, to be honest, but Teo's probably an upgrade from
Bella?
I don't, maybe because Bella just his body was physically not there, so it might be a slight upgrade. And so I'm so high on Lubac. I'm not high on Teo. They might leave each other along the way if they don't get the results. But whoever partners with Lubac, if we see some City Seas in action, Lubac is going to the top. I am so high on him. This player is so clutch. He's so complete. I love his attitude on court. I'm a big fan. Yousef, what do you think?
So actually, I expect them to make a big leap because also they are young and also they're not that high ranked. But last year we saw by the end of the season, these young guys, Valenzuela and Hernandez, they played together, these young Spanish kids. They are amazing. They are amazing. They're both, I think, in the top 70 at the moment, but they went toe-to-toe. They were going toe-to-toe with Chingotto and Galan.
That's amazing.
And you can see, by the way, the same thing you're talking about, Lubac. These kids, they know they belong. It's just a matter of time. So I want to keep an eye out on these guys, Valenzuela and Hernandez. I think they are going to be something by the end of the season. So that is my pick for the guys to make the biggest leap this season.
We'll keep an eye on them. We'll keep an eye on them. Guys, well then now, time for you to tell me what are your biggest predictions of the year. Yousef, I'm giving it to you. Hit us.
I gave you guys hints in the beginning of the episode for who my prediction is going to be. I think El Regreso happens. I think LeBron and Galan are going to reunite.
Wow.
I think it's going to happen.
You heard it here first.
You know, we play paddle at such a low level, but like sometimes you can leave a partner and then you only know how much you love them till you let them go. But so I think that's going to happen. I think Galan knows he can, if he wants that world number 1, it's going to have to be with this man. And it won't be with Chingotto. It has to be with LeBron, who can match the firepower, who can match the physicality as Coello. You need someone like that. And I think LeBron was going to notice the same thing. With all due respect to Stupa, I love him, but he is not Alejandro Galan.
Wow.
I think this team, they already patched it up. And I think they patched it, but at the same time, they're like, yeah, we still have other projects we want to check out. But I think by mid-season, something happens. These two are going to find their way back together. That's
amazing.
As much as I love
brings
that,
a tear to my eye because that's my favorite couple of all time pair.
I think so. Then Haroon, how about you?
But just something to say. As much as I love that and I want it to happen, but I don't think that's going to happen because it would have happened if they would have won that World Cup match. If they won, then I would have said, maybe.
That's a complete different scenario. If they weren't practicing together, they patched things up in the World Cup, so it was still fresh. It's not the same. If you guys can get together and then you agree on the plan and then you start practicing together, maybe in like where there are those gaps for a few weeks in the season. I think they find their way back.
Go God, please let us have that reunion.
I think it's going to happen because these guys, you can see them when they talk, they want world number 1. That's what they want.
Yeah, they want world number 1. They want nothing less.
Yes, that's what they want. They're not accepting of the second place.
Yeah.
LeBron's not accepting of it. Galan's not accepting of it. And
really
the only
robbed us of a good rivalry, honestly, when he left LeBron. Like, it broke my heart.
Maybe it had to happen, and maybe the comeback's going to be even stronger, but it has to happen if they want to compete.
God, please.
Yeah, but
please,
you're undermining Chingotto. But anyways, we'll see if it happens. Let's see if it happens.
Chingotto is an amazing story, an inspirational story. The fact that he's been able to do this at that height, and how can you do that? The paddle has changed completely. Everyone is strong. Everyone is big. Everyone the same thing like tennis. Everyone is powerful. So the fact that he's able to do this at that height, him and Bergamini and Dineno in a way, it's super impressive. But at the end of the day, if you want world number 1, you need to have someone with the stature of Juan Lebron, a Mike Yanguas. You need someone like that. So that's my prediction, though. Haroon, I want to hear yours, though.
Well, my prediction is I'm all in on Stupa and LeBron. I actually think that they're going to be a great team, and I think that they are going to be the world number 1 team this year. That is,
Wow.
I believe that. I believe they are going to be great, and they're going to start off the season great because they are going to be dangerous.
I mean,
It's a nice story, isn't it?
it's a nice story.
We,
It's a
we
nice
get
story.
like a new world number one. Do I believe it's going to happen? I disagree with you, but would I like it to happen? I would.
I also disagree. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm excited.
Ismaeel, how about yours?
Well, mine is a step below yours, but I think there's no way that Galan finishes the season with Chingotto. I don't think. I'm not sure if LeBron and Galan's going to happen. I don't think so. I think maybe I'm more likely to see Galan Yanguas, I feel, than I am.
That's the next best thing.
Yeah, then I see a Galan Lebron. But because I'm high enough on Stupa Lebron, and I also don't think they've patched things up fully. So I think that Galan, if he's truly hungry for world number one, he's going to realize that he's hit the Chingotto ceiling. And regardless of how amazing Chingotto is, I don't think he can continue with Chingotto to get world number one and compete for the biggest tournaments all season.
But patching things personally and professionally are two different things. Though they could be friends, but I don't know if they will still want to work with each other for a consistent period of time.
Let's see.
We shall see.
Yeah, but to me, it just comes back to the thing that they both want that world number one badly. They want it badly. And especially like the ego is taking a hit. They're seeing Coello and Tapia do things that they want to do and that what they were doing. And also we saw at the end of not last season, the season before, they were dominating the tour. It wasn't Coello and Tapia. It was them. So I think they're going to want to recapture that. In my point of view, at least.
Well,
True. Let's see.
Well, let me ask you
yeah.
guys this. Also piggybacking on what you said, Ismaeel, who do you think is going to be the first team to break up?
The city season is always happening.
Yeah.
It comes at you fast. And usually it's the highest seed team. Once it breaks up, then the seeding, like last year with Galan Lebron.
It changed everything.
It changed everything. It changed everything. Honestly, I'm conflicted. I don't know. I don't really have a strong feeling about a certain pairing that will break up. I don't know. I'm going, my gut feeling is probably Paquito Bergamini. I see.
But that's not going to change up much, though, in the tour.
No, it's not going to change up much, but I think maybe that's the first to break up. Let's say, like, why wouldn't Paquito take a Libac? For example, like, what's Libac's doing well? Paquito Libac pair up, or like, Paquito with like someone who has more power. Like, I see that potentially happening.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
You know, the thing is, I don't see this Nieto Yanguas thing going long, even though they're back together and everything and good vibes, and let's bring the band back together. But my thing is, if Nieto and Yanguas break up, I think Yanguas gonna need to step up, and there's no one open for that step up. It's so hard to think of this one. It's so hard to think of this one, but like, I'm expecting the big one that I'm expecting that Chingotto Galan one to come.
That's gonna be the first one.
I think that's going to be the big one. That's going to be the one that creates the domino effect that's going to steamroll the entire tour.
Yeah, but what's the
I
first
think
one?
Galan is so tied to, I think Galan is so tied to Chingotto, he's not going to do it anytime soon.
You know, it's nice because like Galan, I think he likes he's playing so free with Chingotto. He's the pure alpha in this occasion, and he's playing. You can see him. He's having all the fun he wants, and Chingotto's just so positive energy all the time, always cheering him on, never putting his head down, always like a smile on his face. So I think Galan loves that, and maybe he loves that more than that world number one. So that is a good point. But I think if he wants that world number one and he can see that he's playing his best, but they're not winning,
When's it going to happen?
it's going to be frustrating. 3 months in?
3 months in? Okay, that's quick. That's quick.
Yeah.
Haroon, what's yours?
I think this is exciting, but I think it's going to be the first team to break up. I think Ausberger and Leo Ausberger and Pablo Cardona are going to be the first ones to break up. They are an exciting team. They bring a lot of eyes to paddle, but I don't know if they can be able to be consistent for a long time together because, you know, I wanted Ausberger or Cardona to play with somebody, you know, that calms the game down, somebody more mature, to learn a bit more. I think Ausberger and Cardona are going to be scary for the top players because you don't know how to beat them. They're just going to keep on slapping and bombing every single ball. But I don't know if they can stay for an entire year on tour. And I think that it's going to be a very quick project that is going to end very soon. And I think that when they break up, they're going to open up a lot of things to change. So I think maybe Yanguas could take one of them, Nieto could take one of them, maybe Nieto and Cardona could be interesting, Ausberger and Yanguas could be interesting. That could be fun to see, you know. But
Those are actually some nice ones.
Yeah.
Those are
That
some
would be nice,
ones.
but they're not consistent enough for them to make the jump to them, I think.
but
Yeah. Also, the ranking makes a big difference
Yeah.
for these guys.
Yeah,
The ranking is so important.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't want to face a Coello Tapia in the quarters.
No.
By the
They
way-
need to pick up points.
by the way,
And money.
something I want to
Yeah.
mention because of the new rule that they are making the top 4 seeds get double bye now. So now 1 to 4 gets double bye. So Yanguas and Nieto are gonna be getting easier tournaments, getting easier draws, and yeah, I think that's gonna be whoever pairs up with those guys might have a advantage in the ranking.
That's going to be something to look out for.
Yeah, for
Let's
sure.
see. All right, guys. I mean, we can't wrap up this show without talking about some of these young guys on the radar. We have a lot of nice, fresh blood coming. And let's keep an eye out for these guys, right? Because we have Pablo Cardona, as we talked about, ranked 15 right now. Fran Guerrero is at 20. We have Alex Chodis. We didn't give him much love.
Chodis Ruiz. Can I just talk about Chodis Ruiz
Go
quickly?
ahead.
I think this is a nice pairing.
It is.
However, I love Alex Ruiz. He's a lefty. I'm a lefty. I look up to him when I play paddle. But at the same time, Alex Ruiz, I feel like when it comes against the big guys, he makes the mistake at the crucial moments. Maybe playing next to a young guy with some fresh blood, and Chodis has some nasty shots, and he's so talented.
And lots of power.
Lots of power. So I like this team. I think I'm going to enjoy their matches.
I
think
it.
they're getting, and no one wants to face these guys.
No one wants to face them. Also, Ruiz, also a guy who's really competitive and wants to make it to the top 8. I think he's going to be
Wants to
hungry.
make his way back. This
Yeah,
man was,
and
this
I
man
think
was
he-
winning titles on tour.
And he's good enough. And also just a huge inspirational story for fighting through diabetes and all that. Like, just an amazing player.
Captain America.
I look up to him.
And yeah, we have Ausberger. We talked about him. Lee Back talked about him. We have Jose Jimenez.
Yeah.
Good player, ranked at 48. Also, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Yousef, you talked also about Hernandez and Valenzuela, 65, 76 respectively.
They're going to be good. They're going to be good. You
they're
guys
gonna
need
be
to
fun.
watch out for
They're
these guys.
going to be fun. So let's see. Let's keep an eye out on these guys as we progress through the year, and let's see how far they can jump up.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, to wrap this up, we have our first tournament of the season. Finally, paddle is fully back. Riyadh P1. Who do you guys have winning this tournament? Ismaeel.
I cannot go against these guys. The most dominant pair, absolute dominance, complete, super chemistry. I'm going with Coello Tapia for sure for this title.
Haroon.
I am going with Stupa and Lebron. Starting off the season is very hard, and I think Stupa and Lebron are going to steal this first tournament to get in a groove. Stupa and Lebron are going to win it.
Yousef.
You know, Tapia is coming in with an injury, so I'm a bit skeptical. But at the same time, I have to see it to believe
Same.
it. I need to see it to believe it. Therefore, Coello and Tapia, my pick till till kingdom come.
That's true.
Those are my picks. But
Galan Chingotto beat them in the Reserve Cup, right? So I don't know if that means anything to anyone.
exhibitions mean nothing. They mean nothing.
But facts.
Then
Agreed.
we have on the women's side, Ismaeel, who wins?
Well, you know, I'm a big fan of Sofia Araujo in general, and so I'm going with her and Ortega because I'm a fan, and they ended the season quite well,
Yeah,
so
right.
I'm going with them for the title.
That's a nice pick. Haroon.
I'm going with Hamed Triay and Delphi Brea. That's the new exciting couple this
Oh,
year.
the new pairing, huh?
The new pairing. The seniors on tour, and they're gonna be deadly. So I think those guys are gonna be winning it this year. What do you think, Yousef?
You know, apparently I'm not taking any risks on this first tournament. I am going Ari Sanchez and Paulo Jose Maria. They are the queens
it's hard
of the
to
paddle
go.
tour at the moment. I can't bet against them. So that's my pick.
By the way, for the
Good.
last 4 seasons that they started, they won the first tournament for 3 of those years. And when they weren't paired up together, each one of them separately also won the first tournament to start the year on other occasions. So that is a is a guaranteed pick right there. That's as guaranteed as you can
That's a
get.
good one. That's
Okay.
a good one.
Yeah, we'll see how that turns out.
Let's see, guys. That wraps up our first show here at the Paddle Pulse podcast. Let us know what you think about the format. Let us know about our picks. Give us any suggestions in the comments. Like and subscribe. We'll be here every week. Follow us. And let's have a good paddle year, everyone.
See you guys after Riyadh. Paddle is back.
Vamos!
There we go. Vamos.
Vamos.
Otra vez.